Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, who's there? Good evening. Thank you for joining us this evening. How are you? Good evening, good evening. Thank you for joining. I can't see your name yet, so that's why I'm not saying your name. Oh, Paul, good evening. Paul Temitayo, good evening. Thank you for joining. Hello, Justine. It's been a while. Thank you for joining. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Thank you, guys. As you're coming in, please start sharing immediately. So share, share, share. You know what to do already, but I'm just going to tell you so that you can be reminded. First, you can tag a friend or tag many friends. So how do you do that? You use your @ symbol, which is the same symbol that you use to write your email, and the person's name. The person's name, as soon as you start to type the names, Facebook will populate names for you, and you can just easily select the people that you want to tag. No space between @ and the name, because otherwise they will not be active and they will not get the notification. So please do so by tagging with an @ and the names without space. Hi Pierre L. Hello Charles. Good evening. Gulam. Hello. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you guys. As you're coming in, please begin to share immediately. It's going to be an exciting one today. Attributes is my school. Maybe I can say it's my vocabulary class, but not just vocabulary. It's also my school of maybe social studies, or should I say, maybe not just self-development. I think, yes, self-development would be probably a better definition for attributes for me, because most of these attributes, I know the words, I know the language, I know what it is, but I don't know the meaning in terms of to imbibe them in myself. So I'm sure it is like that for some people as well, but if it's not, it's all good, because you can help us out on this program. For those of you that already have these attributes already, that's fantastic. You can just share your thoughts on these attributes, how it's been for you, what it's doing for you in your life, and how you've developed these attributes. It would be great to hear from you. So if you're asking out there that how did we come about these attributes, let me just tell you. Okay, it was Dr. Sunday's Golden Jubilee 50th birthday back in May, and we asked followers and people that love Dr. Sunday, what are the attributes you love about him? So what are the attributes you love about Dr. Sunday? We had a whole host of list of attributes, and we selected 50 of them because it's his Golden Jubilee. And today we are discussing number 30. So we still got 20 attributes to go. So number 30 is thinker, and that's what this program is about today. Thinker. So Prosperous, how are you? Good evening. Thank you for joining. Thank you guys. Thank you, Pierre. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Paul. And so guys, let's start by sharing, tagging, and inviting friends. So you just don't share onto your page, you also tag somebody and invite your friends. So the various way of you getting people to come and join you on this program today. And I think that I would have tried it all three, at least with 5 people each on all 3. So please do that. Well, with actually sharing, you cannot share you can't do other than just put it onto your page by clicking onto share. But what you could do is share and then tag people in the share button as well. So there are various ways of doing that. Yeah, you can just write @ when you press the share button and the page is going onto your page, then you just write @ and then the names as well, so other people will see that you're here and they will get a mention and a notification. Thank you very much everyone for joining. Today I'm usually the 7 p.m. program. You're free to call in. So how do you call in? You call in by calling Julie Ingoya on Messenger. I feel like I've been saying call so many times. Okay, you can call in by dialing, or it's not dial because there's no number, just clicking on Julie Ingoya's Messenger and using the phone button, so it's a handset button, click on it, and then you will get a call into to us here and share your opinion, your thoughts, your understanding, your knowledge, your wisdom on this attribute. Thinker, Dr. Sunday's attributes we love and we know we can develop. That's what we're discussing today. So please join us in this, engage with us. We'd love to hear from you. And if you don't want to call him, maybe what you could do is write your comment. Actually, not maybe, definitely write your comment down in the comment section. I'm looking forward to reading your comments. I always enjoy reading your comments. Even if they're unrelated, I still enjoy reading it because it shows that you're engaging and you're taking your time to write something down. So please do so. I would love to hear from you. So without further ado, guys, please share. And today's attribute is thinker. Well, what should I say about thinker? Let me just tell you something, right? For me personally, thinking is something that I thought that is automatic. That you either think that everybody is thinking, right? And it's automatic. It's given to you just like your nose and your breath and your breathing, not your breath. You're breathing. So when you wake up in the morning, you breathe. When something happens, you respond to it. It means that you're a thinker. But I had no idea until this year when Dr. Sunday started teaching us about analytical thinking. OMG. That's when I realized that, oh my God, I have suspended my brain for so long. And it may be because of religion. I don't know. I think so, actually. I suspect it's because of religion. So until Dr. Sunday started to teach us about analytical thinking, I actually did not know that I haven't been thinking, that my brain have been suspended for so long, and even my mind, and I was falling into the pack or into what authority or people around me are saying, and that's what I just do. I really didn't realize that you have to learn to do this. You have to be strategic in your thinking. You have to be analytical in your thinking. I had no idea. So this is such a big deal for me that when I realized, it was just like an awakening of who I am, of myself, that thinking is something that I have to practice and I have to look at in various angles. I would really urge you, if you haven't listened to Dr. Sunday's analytical thinking, please go on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official. That's Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube, and you will find in one of the playlists is analytical thinking, or maybe it's titled, the series I believe is titled The Art, like painting art, The Art of Thinking. Please go ahead and check this series out. You would really be glad that you did. I would really urge you to check out The Art of Thinking on Dr. Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube. So we're discussing thinking today. Hello, Mrs. B. How are you? Good evening. Thank you for joining. I hope you're okay. I love your blue, red, and purple heart. Thank you very much. Hello, team. Thank you. Chinwe, good evening. Thank you for joining. Who do we have here? So I think I've said hello to everybody else. So guys, please don't forget to share. This is an important attribute, and I think it's an attribute we all need to have. So as I was saying earlier, that thinking is not automatic. It's not automatic like most of us. Well, I personally, let me speak for myself, I thought it was automatic. I've grown up to this age, and when something happened, I think what to do. And for me, it was with the word thinking, I have like maybe, let's say, a love-hate relationship with thinking. I'll tell you what I mean, okay? With thinking, sometimes when I see people that are quiet or they are in any situation, maybe a family member or my mom or somebody, I would say to them, oh, stop thinking, don't worry, don't think, So for me, that words also have a kind of negative connotation to it, because if you're thinking and you're thinking and thinking, it means something is wrong, you're helpless, you don't know what to do. And I always encourage people that don't think, when I was a biomass, well, I'm still trying to get out of being a biomass. So I used to say, oh, stop thinking. I don't know why. I think I probably inherited that from hearing people in my community or people around me saying that. And I was somebody that was always wanting to cheer people up, and I always say, stop thinking, stop thinking. So obviously that would extend to myself, because I'm saying it as I'm thinking, so I am. So I say stop thinking to other people, it means that I personally, I don't also think, because if I'm telling other people not to think, then I wouldn't think as well. And then I'll do all these things, you know, to avoid thinking and, you know, thinking deep. You just go onto these mundane activities to prevent yourself or to stop the thinking. Like thinking for me was almost like a negative thing, until I realized that if I don't think, other people would think for me, and then I would be doing what other people think. You know, if I don't think, other people would think for me, and I will be doing what they think. So which means that, you know, what's the point of me being a human being? I'm never going to be a personality, because I'm not thinking for myself. I'm not making my own decisions. Other people are thinking, and then I'm just following their own thought pattern, or maybe I'm following their direction or their goal. I will not be able to set myself my own goals and think alongside how I'm going to make it work, what I need to do. So that went on and on, but thank God, you know, this series on analytical thinking really helped me. It helped me so much that now thinking became my friend. So now it's changed from a loose, you know, love-hate relationship with even the idea of thinking, to a love idea that, you know, I think. Then I started quoting that God is giving me sound mind. Of course He's giving me sound mind so that I can think. So I don't know how I related thinking to a negative thing, but that's a thing of the past now. So that's a little story that I have for you about thinking. So I really want to engage with everybody on these attributes, because it's an important attribute, and it's an attribute we all need to cultivate. So if you already have these attributes, you're already engaging and thinking, you're engaging with your mind, thinking, using your analytical thinking, especially to make decisions, to set yourself goals, understanding the world around you, not conforming to things because other people are saying it, making your own decisions about what you want to do, how you're going to do it, not following the crowd. You know, if you are somebody like that, you have mastered this art of thinking, then let us know, you know. And if you have any stories that you want to tell us about yourself, or about Dr. Sunday, or about people that you know that are thinkers, then share it, because this is an opportunity for everybody to learn, including myself. I really want to learn about this, because I only just started thinking not that long ago, and I really think that I really need to, there's so much more to learn about thinking. So please guys, I'm expecting your call or your comments in the comment section. Hello Uchechi, how are you? Good evening, thank you for joining. So you can call Julie Ingoya, that's Julie Ingoya on Messenger, or you can write your comment down in the comment section. But before we move on, let me just tell you what the definition of thinking is, or thinker is in Google dictionary, or Google definition, should I say. It says, a thinker is a person who thinks deeply and seriously. Deeply and seriously. You know, I'm going to go back to why I wasn't thinking, or why I refused to think, or even embrace the idea of being a thinker. Is because I don't want to be deep. I don't want to go deep. You know, I realized that I'm quite shallow at times, that I really just want to just stay on the surface, because going deep is like, you know, digging into things, and then you never know what you're going to find. And then when you find these things, how are you going to handle them? Then you have to think to handle them as well. And I don't want to do that. And you know what? I was not doing myself any favor by not thinking and trying to hide from that. So it's an interesting thing to see that what I was trying to avoid, which is that depth, deeply, and seriously, you know, it also makes you serious. I think I also like to be like, oh, happy all the time. So depth and seriousness is like something like, oh, it's not for me. I don't want to do that. I just want us to be happy. I want everything to be okay. Oh my God, even saying it, I'm quite ashamed of myself. But this is the truth. It's just the way that I am. But it's not the way that I have to stay. That was just the way I was. I don't have to stay that way. I might be that way, but I don't have to stay that way. And I know how to, I know now that I need to think, and I'm going to work towards thinking. So guys, tell me your story. Don't just listen to my stories. You know what? I have so many stories that I can tell you. It's just, you're just going to define me as a biomass if I start telling you all these stories about why I hide away, or maybe I shy away from thinking. And I don't want you to do that. Please, somebody should say something or write something about what they know about thinking so that we can learn. Because my stories is not going to help you to learn. But however, it could make you think, and think that if this girl is saying this about not thinking, maybe it's something that I need to work on and develop. You could do that. I don't know. But I really want to hear your story as well, so that I can also grow, because I know what I know about myself. I want to know about what other people know and what other people are doing in terms with these attributes, or what they know about this, or what they can do, or what they have been doing about the attribute thinking, and how they've developed themselves to be a thinker. Okay, hello Ify. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ify. Thanks for joining us. We're discussing attribute thinker today. Thinker. These are attributes. This is one of them of Dr. Sunday that we all love and can develop. So we all need to be a thinker. Uchechi said that after listening to DS's series on thinking, okay, yes, after listening to that, I said, Uchechi, I don't know if you were with us right from the beginning, that I used to think that everyone thinks, but if you talk about the word thinking, or thinker, I don't really want to participate in it, because I always have a negative connotation to it, simply because you have to think, and it means that going deep, going to areas and being serious, and I didn't want to go deep, and I didn't want to be serious. And then until I started listening to Dr. Sunday's analytical thinking and art of thinking, my mind just like, oh my God, I have actually been killing myself, because I didn't want to engage in this personality attributes, these attributes that makes me human. I didn't want to engage in it. I just wanted to be an animal, which was, I didn't realize that I wanted to be an animal until Dr. Sunday started teaching and pointing out really vital information of why we need to think, how we can think, the things that makes us do what we're doing, why we do, so many things. So I would urge anybody that haven't listened to The Art of Thinking, is one of Dr. Sunday's series on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official. Please go on YouTube. Check it out after this program, of course, before the next program. Check it out. You would really, 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 really be amazed. And you know what? It would really help you. It would help your life. Aisha, good evening. I can see that you're here. Thank you very much for joining. So, guys, what are your thoughts? What are your experiences on this attribute thinking or thinker? Let me know. I really want to know what it makes you. What thinker makes for you? What does it mean to you? What has it done for you? How has it improved your life for being a thinker? Dr. Sunday personally, let me talk a little bit about Dr. Sunday, because after all, we're discussing his attributes that we love, that we said that we love about him. So one of the things I know about Dr. Sunday is that absolute thinker. This is somebody that says that he is planning ahead of 300 years. When he says that, at first, I just used to think, what is wrong with this guy? Why does he want to do this? Why do you want to think 300 years? What's the essence of it? I didn't understand, because obviously, being a biomass and not being a thinker myself, I didn't know why. I didn't understand. It didn't resonate with me, which was totally my problem. And obviously, I'm growing out of that now. But the thing is, he's such a thinker that he's so detailed, so deep, and so serious about the future. He's so serious about things that are important, that things that, you would expect God to be thinking about, not humans. You expect God to be the one, well, maybe I think I had wrong mindset to think that God should be thinking about these things. I think that we, as humans, should also think about these things. But when I didn't know Dr. Sunday, I just thought that these are problems of God. They're not problems of human. And of course, I wasn't thinking, because how is God going to execute, even if they're his problem? He's only going to execute them in humans. But I didn't give God a chance. I was just kind of like, okay, that's your domain. You deal with this. But Dr. Sunday is such a deep thinker that he's thinking 300 years ahead. To be honest, he says he's thinking 300 years ahead. If I look at his life and my experience in his house, I think he's actually thinking 1,000 years ahead. I am serious. I'm not joking. Because he is very thorough. He's very deep in what he's thinking about. He's very serious about what his ideas and what he wants to do. And he knows that he's just kind of like pam, pam, pam on the ball with everything. So part of it, of course, is the Nigerian Transformation Project. I mean, that's a very, very prominent thing that we all know that he's interested in. He's interested in Nigeria. And today, actually, we had a discussion where I was saying to him that, do you see what sets you apart from many people? Because we were talking about many people that are around in different parts of the world, not in Nigeria. And even though they are in other parts of the world, they still live and they still think about Nigeria. They want to be in the community around Nigerians and, stay around Nigerians, which is not a problem. They can stay around Nigerians, but also think about their community, especially those in diaspora, because I always pronounce this the wrong way. So especially those in diaspora, they always you see many of them in their community amongst themselves without, and also living as though they're in Nigeria. And then I was saying that, these people, they want to be in Nigeria, they would prefer to be in Nigeria, but Nigeria is not conducive to them. But they want other people to fix Nigeria for them to come and enjoy. Including myself. Please, don't shoot me, because this is also me, okay? So, but, I always thought that this is one of the things I was trying to put my finger on that sets Dr. Sunday apart. Because not only that he's thinking, okay, even if I don't want to go to Nigeria, even if Nigeria is not my priority as a place to live, I still want to make it better. This is where I came from. This is where I was born. God gave me life there for a reason. So why should I just look at all the things that is going on in Nigeria and just turn a blind eye because I'm in the West? But this is what 99.9% of us do. We look at other countries, we think of where we can go for greener pastures, and we neglect Nigeria, which our heart really is. Not just Nigeria, excuse me, actually anybody that is not in their own country where they're born and raised, or even where they were born or where their parents were born. We're all looking for greener pastures anywhere else. Anywhere but wherever you were born, because especially if you're from Africa, the continent of Africa, we're all like that. And none of us are thinking, okay, let me go and put in the grafts, the work to make Nigeria a better place. We're all thinking, or my country a better place, Congo, like Ghana, Zimbabwe, South Africa. Let me go and do the work. Let me put the plans in place. Let me look for the people that can help and support me. None of us do that. We just sit there and say, okay, when is better? Nigeria is such so messed up. I'm talking about Nigeria because that's where I'm from, and this is what I do. Nigeria is so messed up. The people are so messed up. I can't stand this. And which means if you know that they're messed up, you know the right way to be. You can put this right way in a book, like Dr. Sunday do. He does that generally. He puts it in a book, he does it in a video, he does it in different ways. But what do? We just sit there and say, oh, it's so messed up, it's such a mess, I can't stand it, I can't stand the government, I can't stand the leaders, the people are even as worse, and you don't do anything. Because I always believe that anybody that knows what is wrong, they also have an idea what is right, and they can put what is right, they can work on people and work with people to do what is right. But we don't do that. We just sit back and wait for people like Dr. Sunday to come and fix it for us. And then once it's done, they'll call us and say, oh, Nigeria is better now. There's 24 hours electricity. There's this, there's that. No jungle justice anymore. No thieves around. It's more secure now. And then we walk in and then we just want to live our life. God, that is so embarrassing to even say. That is like, that is hurting my heart to say this. That this is what I have also been doing. This is what we all do, especially if you're an adult. If you're a child, that's fine. If you're a teenager, not fine, but okay, it's there. It's something that maybe you need to work on. But if you're an adult, if you're over 20 or maybe over 18, and this is your mentality, this is how we behave, it's absolutely wrong. And we're not children of God if we do that. We're not acting We might be children of God, but we're not acting that way. We're acting like the opposite, because we can't sit back and other people fix things for us and then we expect to enjoy it. You know, what we sow, we should reap. Don't we read that in our Bible? That's the simple thing, you know. So what are we sowing? We're not sowing anything. I think I'm going into one right now because it's just me here in the studio today. So guys, I really want to read your comments. I'm going to start reading your comments in a minute. So you've heard everything that I've said. If you agree with me, you put your comment. If you don't, especially if you don't, I want you to put your comment down in the comment section. I really want to hear it. Or you can call me to have it out with me. I'm up for having it out today. Come on. Who wants to do that? That Mayowa, you're wrong. Mayowa, what you're talking about is this. I usually love that. So if you're there and you want to do that, please let me know. I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are. Even if it's in opposition with what I'm saying, I still want to hear from you. So there's another thing, guys, that I really want to remind you before we go. But while I'm reminding you of that, please type in your comments or call in. I would really love to hear from you. I'll read the comments in a minute, but continue to write your comments. I want to remind you about HMT. You only have 3 days left to get 10% discount for accommodation. You know, Dr. Sunday don't charge for HMT at all. So all the expenses or whatever you pay, for HMT is just for your accommodation and for you being cared for here. So please, guys, you have 10% off. If you are in Europe or you're in America, you do not need a visa and it's not too late. 10% is significant, to get off, and you have only 3 days to have that amount off. So I would urge you to please go to sundayadelajablog.com/visit if you're interested in HMT. That's History Makers Training. If you've never been to History Makers Training, number one, if you know anybody that have, speak to them, because they will give you an idea what they learned, how it was for them. Or if you don't know anyone that have been to HMT before, why don't you go online? Go online and go to Sunday Adelaja Official on YouTube. You will find a playlist with HMT, and then you see videos of people that have attended HMT and even of some HMT programs that we recorded. You can see what happens in HMT, have an idea what to expect. But no HMT is ever the same. It's never the same subject. It's usually different subject, something fresh and something new. So please remember that, and I'll urge you, you need to come to HMT. HMT really changed your life. I've experienced it. Other people have experienced it, not once, not twice. They keep coming back because their life changed significantly. It's like a leap forward. You start to leap instead of just walk. If you're already walking or you're crawling, you will start to leap. That's what I can say about HMT. So I will urge you. I will start reading the comments now, so please continue to write your comments, especially about what I've said. I think I'm interested to hear what you guys have got to say. But the topic today in attributes is thinker. Dr. Sunday's attribute that we all love and we can develop, and you may already have this attribute, so please share your thoughts and your opinions on this. I'm going to start reading the comments from the top, so bear with me, guys. I wish I had I put my phone on when I started. So let's start with, we have here, sorry. Hi. Okay. Oh, I can't see. Okay. Who's the first? Okay, hold on. Okay, Tucci says, I'm just like you, but I have just learned right now. I just didn't flow. It just didn't flow. I tried to, but my personality affects me. Oh, Tucci, you can change that. You're in control of your personality. So let me read that again. Tucci says that, I'm just like you, but I have just learned right now. It just didn't flow. I tried to, but my personality didn't. My personality affects me. Okay, you know what? Even your personality was a learned thing. You developed it. You developed your personality. So you need to know what to do in order for you to be a thinker. And once you find out what you need to do, which you can't find out on the Art of Thinking on Dr. Sunday Adelaja Official. So once you find out what you need in order to become a thinker, then you start putting them in practice. So daily, I was told that anything that you do for 28 days, I think some are prescribing 21 or even 30 days. I say 30 days, just say 1 month. Whatever you do and you practice regularly, you will find that it becomes you. You imbibe that attribute. So my first thing is, please go onto YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official, and see, hear, listen, imbibe it, write down notes. Write down lots of notes, because you know what, I struggle with this, and I'm doing it now. I'm able to think a little bit more. I'm able to form my own thoughts, and in really good order, you know, and it makes my life so much easier. Even when I wasn't doing it, I was thinking I was escaping work. It was making my life difficult, because, you know, sometimes I would get angry because I didn't think something through and I made a decision. So this is an attribute that we absolutely all need to imbibe, and I would urge you to do so. So Tucci, thank you for your comment there. Aisha says, driving, I can't call, but I have so much to say. Aisha, do you have to drive? Okay, I'm just being petty there. Okay, you can stop, and you can stop to speak to us. That would be great. If not, don't worry. We would have many attributes to discuss, but you know, we only discuss each attributes we discuss each attribute one by one. So it might be another attribute that you can share your thoughts on. Aisha says, share. Please, guys, listen to Aisha. She's telling you to share. Okay? All right. Uchechi says, after listening to DS's teaching on thinking, I realized that one could go through life without ever thinking. Uchechi, exactly. And you know what? I was thinking that you once you're born, once you're a person, you're always thinking, but that's just not true. This is what I believed as well. And after listening, that's exactly how I felt. Thank you so much for sharing that. And then he went on to say, thinking is an activity that should be engaged consciously, and we would be shocked at what we could achieve when we think. In fact, no problem can withstand. Oh, I can't see the rest. Oh, I want to see exactly what Uche is written, because thank you. Ooh, sorry. I just dropped Julie's phone. Oh, this phone has been through hell and back. After listening to DS's teaching on thinking, I realized that one could go through life without ever thinking. Thinking is an activity that can be engaged consciously, and we could be shocked at what we could achieve when we think. In fact, no problem can withstand constant and continuous focus thinking. Wow. I like that, especially the last sentence. I'm glad I took Julie's phone to read this. That no problem can withstand constant and continuous focus on thinking. So when you have a problem and you constantly think about the problem, and you're consistent and you continuously think about it, you'll find a solution. That's what he's saying. That's true. Not in thinking as in and you're not think, this thinking, like, people are just like, I don't know how to explain it. This is the one that I was trying to run away from, where you're continually thinking about something, but you're not thinking of it in a solution way. You're thinking of it in kind of like this is the end of my problem, this is the end of my life, or something like that. That doesn't work. That doesn't give you a solution. What gives you solution is constant thinking of avenues, what could make this problem better, how you could make it better. So this, I absolutely love this last sentence. He says, I'm going to read what Uchechi said again. He said, in fact, no problem can withstand constant and continuous focused thinking. Brilliant. I love it, Uchechi. Thank you so much for that. That's a really good one. And if you think about it, it's true. If you continuously think about something and you think, what can I do? How can what angle do I need to look at this? Who are the people that can help me with this? How can I get them? What have other people done in the past to solve this problem? If you keep thinking like this, you will find a solution. And I love that. Brilliant. Tucci says, very true. I think she's agreeing to he or she's agreeing to something, but I don't know what it is now. Sorry, I didn't read it immediately. Julie says, so true. Most people in the diaspora have, did I pronounce it correctly? No? Most people, Julie said no, in diaspora have been brainwashed like that. There's no L in it. That's why Julie's saying that I pronounced it wrongly. We seriously need to start rethinking. OMG. That's a good one. I'm going to read it again. So true. Most people in diaspora have been brainwashed like that. We seriously need to start rethinking. Yes, you know, I think what she's saying here, which is what I think, because I talk to Julie a lot, so I know that, you know, we think that, you know, we're in a safe place, there's electricity in the West or in America, the law is there, law and order is there, and it's kind of a brainwash where we're living and abandoning where we're from, where God actually put us for a reason, you know. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't be in the community that you are and engage with those community. Absolutely, you must do that, but you must also not run away to help or to find the solution, because that's what we do. We just go to where the solution is already there and we live in there without actually thinking of a solution for where we are as well. And it's our responsibility. God is not going to come down to fix it for us, fix Nigeria, Africa, or anywhere else. We are going to do it ourselves, and we have to take responsibility in order to do that. Thank you, Julie. And then we have Shemun that says this. Years ago, my grandmother took me to her church so that very Sunday I attended Sunday school. The teacher spoke about many things, and those things made me feel God is wicked. Whoa, no, I'm interested in this. The things that the Sunday school teacher taught Cheung made him or her feel that God is wicked. Okay, and then that moment was a turning point of my life. Wow. God sent his beloved son to die for the sins he did not commit, just for us to be reunited to him. That means God is great, but people are wicked. Wow. Wow. Did I read this right? Okay. Imagine a 13-year-old boy thinking like that. Since then, I began to trust God than anyone else. Brilliant. This is an actually deep one, actually. This is a deep comment. Okay, so you went to Sunday school, and the Sunday school teacher spoke about many things, and those things made you feel that God is wicked. But yet, you know, this is a thinker. At 13, that's brilliant, Sheung. You thought God was wicked, but yet you didn't mean that you then decided that you're going to be a wicked person or not care about God or hate God because you thought he was wicked. What you thought was that actually this made me think that God is wicked, but I think that God is good. God is loving, caring, because he came, he died for our sins, and he did all this for us even before we were born. And for that reason, you know that God is a great person. God is not wicked, but people are. And that was a turning point for you. That's brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I really love it. Uchechi again, I'm looking forward to this. Studying the history of Europe, I learned that there was a time in the not so distant past when Europe was one of the worst places to live in. Yes, I know about that as well in the history. And in the history, we did a history class, of course, yeah. And then people were very superstitious, and there was so much death and diseases. But after the age of enlightenment, people began to think. This was partly triggered by the Protestant Reformation, and in a short time, Europe was transformed to such a beautiful place we have now. Thinking is a great thing to do. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's you always end Uchechi with like really poignant sentences, and I love it. This one, you said thinking is a great thing to do. Absolutely. And it's a great attribute to have. We must imbibe this ability, thinking. This attribute, we must. Absolutely. And I agree with everything that you said. And one of the things that I always thought about was that if Europe was like that, which is true, I mean, it was in the history, and it was documented of how Europe was extremely bad, even with diseases like you mentioned, with the cold, with different things about Europe that was really, really, really bad. And not even just Europe, even in America. I was reading something recently and it was saying how after birth, mothers and children used to die within like a few days. They never survive. So where am I going with this? I'm going is like, we already have a prototype. If we know that Britain, or Europe, excuse me for saying Britain, Europe was like this, like how Africa was, it means that we have a prototype that we can look at what they're doing or what they have done to get out of that, to be enlightened. Why don't we follow that? Or if we want, we can get our own ways, but it will be better, I think, or easier for us to follow the prototype. And if there are parts of that prototype that did not work for them, we wouldn't use it. And if the parts that works really well, we use it. I mean, what's so easy? What's so hard about that? If other people have done it before, ask them how they do it. They did it, and go and apply. So, Uchechi, you're totally right. This is a hopeful message or comment that you've given us, but we all need to take our parts. It's not something that is going to be done by other people or by God or by miracles or by anything else that is promised by charlatan pastors. This is going to be by us, okay? And God is not wicked, like Shewun said. We are the one that are wicked because we want to sit down like that parable of talents, where you're given a talent and what did you go and do? You buried that. It's just wickedness. It's like, I'm not going to do anything with this. You just giving me one. I'm not going to do anything with it. But that's what we all do, a majority of us. Maybe I should just speak for myself before I offend anybody out there. Okay, let's go. Nose Beggy says, sometimes you can think positively but don't have the finance to establish it. OMG, Nose Beggy. Are we going to go on this again? Is it? Yeah, Nosbergy. Sorry. Are we going to go on this again? The finance. It's not really about the finance. The finance is always secondary to anything. I read somewhere recently that if you have an idea and something is stopping you, and the thing that is stopping you is finance, it means that you don't have an idea. You're just playing. Okay? So if you think about something and you think that finance is the only thing that's stopping you, then you don't have an idea. I mean, when I thought about that, I thought that is so true. Because if I think of something and I really want to do it, I will find a way to get the money to make sure that it is done. So if you're still on that boat, that finance, you think something that is great and finance, then you need to think some more. I'm telling you this. You need to think some more and find a way to make it happen. One way, you know what they say, if there is a will, or if there's a way, there's a will. There's a way. So that will factor, you need to find it. And it's not about finance. And even if it's finance, you need to find a way to make that finance to execute what you want to do. So look at every angle. Look at your talents. Look at the people around you, the resources. Look at the land. Look at so many things to ensure that you get the finance to achieve what you want to do. Okay? Or there will be aspects of your plans or your goals or your thoughts that you can start with, and then when somebody sees you, how hard you're working in that aspect, that person will support you. You will get the resources, but you need to start, okay? And don't use finance as an excuse. We all do. Believe me, I've used finance as well before. I used it so many times, and it really, really didn't even make any difference. Even when I got the finance, guess what? I didn't execute what I said I wanted to do because I was using that as an excuse. Whenever you have any excuse, it means that you don't have any idea. But if you don't have any excuse, it means that you're ready to go. Really, use that tactic, and you will know that it's true. Okay, let's go to the next person. I'll just say, I'm sorry, Rafik. I'll just say Rafik because my pronunciation is bad at the best of time. So pray for me. Okay, this is a prayer for you. We will do. Thank you very much, Rafik. Okay, Mrs. B. I totally agree with you, Mayowa. Some people think that the art of thinking is the same as being stressed or deliberately deciding to have hypertension. Hypertension. I used to think that, Mrs. B. That was me. That it means that I'm stressed. I'm thinking. I'm depressed. I don't want that. So that's why I used to think the word thinking is just not for me. I don't do it. But it's just because I didn't know any better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've apologized to myself. So I look at myself and say, Mayowa, I'm sorry that I did this to you. Okay. So I'll read that again because I was distracting myself there. You said, I totally agree with you, Mayowa. Some people think that the art of thinking is the same as being stressed or deliberately deciding to have hypertension. Laugh out loud. They believe that people should not think, and they quote the scripture where it is mentioned that we should be anxious for nothing. Therefore, they prefer not to think and instead wait for a miracle. But there is a clear difference between thinking and being anxious. Success is predictable when you think. Wow, I love that comment. Thank you so much, Mrs. B. I love it, love it, love it. It's absolutely true. And you know, this is another thing that maybe it was inherited or not inherited. It was imbibing me from church, because they say don't lean on your own understanding. How can I not lean on my own understanding if I'm not thinking? You know, it says that in the word, in the Bible, but I don't think it's in the same context. So if I'm not thinking, then I'm not even going to understand anything. So when they're talking about don't lean on your own understanding, I just took it, and I think many people do as well, where they cannot even do anything. But guess what? The pastors think for them. Whose understanding are they leaning on? You tell me. And if they're leaning on the Holy Spirit, that Holy Spirit also, you have access to it. That Holy Spirit, that God, you also have access to it. So yes, religion is such a bad thing. Seriously, if you're religious or you're in religion or you're using all these Bible quotes to kind of mess yourself up, please stop it. It's not going to get anywhere. You might just wake up one day and I'm laughing at Julie here. You might just wake up one day and you realize that what have I done with my life, and you don't want to do that. That's just terrible. That's a terrible thing to feel. But thank you so much for reminding us, Mrs. B. Thank you so much about what religion does for you, to you, if you don't, in terms of thinking. Sheung also says, don't think alone. Also put imagination, everything you think. Your thinking is so creative. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Sheung. That's what I'm talking about. I need somebody to tell me how to think and how to make it happen. And you know what? With my imagination, I have the wildest imagination. You know what? I have every picture of everything in my head. I have filing cabinets with drawings and everything, and I don't know why I don't use it. I mean, when I use it now, it almost scares me, because I could be in so many worlds. I now know that God has just so created an amazing person. Don't let me boast about myself, but I'm just saying, you know, the creativity in my head is there, even though I'm not showing it forth yet, but I'm going to try. Okay, who do we have? Mesong, good evening. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hello, Peace. Good evening. Thank you for joining. Oluwatoyin, thank you for joining. Thank you, guys. So who else do we have here? Miss Dr. Styoronke. Good evening. How are you? Thank you for joining. Uchechi says, thinking is different from worrying. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. And I think that's what also Mrs. B was saying, that, you know, thinking, stress and all that is not the same. So thinking is different from worrying. But, you know, I used to just associate them together for some reasons, and I'm not going to do that again. In fact, thinking is my best friend now. Worrying would get you stressed and could give you hypertension. But thinking focuses on the solution. Wow, I actually like this. So thinking focuses on solution, and worrying gives you hypertension. Oh, I like that. That could be a quote. Can somebody quote that? Thinking focuses on solution, worrying gives you hypertension. So that people will know, because as soon as I'm always the one that says, stop thinking, don't think, don't worry, don't. You know, I'm just mixing words together without even knowing which is which. Ugh, honestly, I can't believe I did this for most of my life. Anyway, let's move on. And then we have Mrs. Rosalind. Mrs. B is actually agreeing with Uchechi, so she's got a tick box there. Creative, thank you. Femi says, hello people of God, don't lean on your own understanding does not mean don't you use your brain and mind. Femi, but you know what? It seems to me that it says don't, because, you know, unless somebody explains this very clearly, but that's what it seems. And now I know better, of course, but you know what? There are millions of people that don't know this. Once you say don't lean on your own understanding, and you know what? The pastors don't make it better, or GOs and papas and all that, because they want you to come to them for you to make before you can make a decision, to put it through them first. So how can you think yourself? You can only just speak about their situation to them and then let them go and then say, oh, I went and prayed about it and this is what happened. Because they tell you all the time, don't lean on your own understanding. You need to discuss it with somebody. You need to discuss it with us. We are your spiritual leaders. We are your covering. We're this, we're that. And it just messes everything up for you. Especially you if you're a new thinker or somebody that's just starting to develop yourself. It messes you up. Honestly, I really think sometimes children shouldn't even be going to this gathering, religious gathering, because when they get into all this, they might grow up not being able to think. But don't shoot me. It's just my thought. I'm just thinking out loud. Okay. Dr. Ladi says, DSA is more than a thinker. I will call him the utmost organized thinker. Whoa. I'm sure DSA is going to hear this at some point. Utmost organized thinker. Wow. Thank you, Dr. Sorenke. I'm sure that, again, DSA would look at this and he would know what you think of him. Good evening, beautiful. Thank you very much, Blessing Dra. Thank you so much. Guys, so let's talk about this some more. Please put your comments in the comment section. I really want to hear from you. We've got a few minutes, but I don't want us to go. I really want us to treat this as much as possible. This is such an important attribute that if we don't have it, we might find ourselves at the back of the queue. Yeah. We might find ourselves at the back of the queue. And I don't want anyone to be at the back of the queue, nor do I want to be at the back of the queue. So let me know your thoughts about these attributes. I'm going to look for more definition online. If you have any other definition of thinker, please let me know. I think I want to see what vocabulary I have to say about these attributes. I'm interested. Let me just have a quick look. Okay. Thinker. Someone who exercises the mind. I like this already. It says someone who exercises the mind, an important intellectual. You can use the noun thinker when you talk about a smart scholar person who knows for being who is known for being an intellectual, or to describe someone who contemplates every choice at great length. I like that too. So to be a thinker, you have to contemplate every choice that you make at great length. That's really good. And this is one of the things I used to hide from. Contemplate, oh, I don't want to contemplate this. But you know what? I think it's also a natural thing for you to think. You know, to be a thinker is natural, because I know that for me, that's the first thing that my default wants to do, but I stop myself from thinking. You know, I don't know why, I can't tell you why, but default, I think, but I stop myself. I think it's religion, like that quote, don't lean on your own understanding. I got it totally wrong, and I stopped thinking. I suspended my brain. But hey, now I know better. So let me continue reading this. It says that serious students are thinkers, and so are little kids who mull things over carefully, such as deciding which kind of donuts to choose. Perhaps the most famous thinker is Auguste Rodin's Bronze Status, the thinker, which shows a man sitting, chin in hand, deep in thoughts. Yes, there's a statue of a thinker, and the statue is like this. So it shows that he's thinking, and the statue is of Auguste Rodin's. That's when they want to symbolize thinker or anything to do with thinking, the statue is usually put up. So I know about this. I never really thought about it. I just thought this is another statue somewhere. But it is important that we all think. And you know, I really like this, that this definition here, I think is really, really good, because you know why? He mentioned children, that children are, or kids, he says, kids are more over everything. And you know, I think as parents as well, we need to engage children to be able to think, to get them to think and not shy away from thinking. Don't make every decision for them. Maybe give them the idea, tell them something, and then let them make their own choice. It starts from really little things like, you know, what they're going to wear, the choices that are available for them to eat, you know, the choices that could be available for them later. You know, when you start doing these things and they start making choices, you know, you're exercising their minds. You know, they're doing the exercise of the mind. So this is really important, not just for adults or people that are mature, but also for children. You know, it's important so that they can start imbibing these attributes of being a thinker. Because once you start very young, you find that as you grow older, it becomes much, much easier for you. And it will also help you in many things that you would end up encountering as a child. As an adult. So please, let's encourage young people to do this, please. This response is to Nosebeggy. So I want to read it because I'm nosy. So it says, at Nosebeggy, reasons is more along the line of using facts and data, but thinking is going more with gut instincts and feelings. Thinking is also conscious of unconscious, while reasoning is 100% conscious. I think there's a question somewhere from Nosebeggy because I didn't say. Oh, sorry. It says, no. What is the difference between reasoning and thinking? Okay, Mrs. Banjoko answered that. That's Rosalind Banjoko. She answered that for you. But I think definitely reasoning and thinking. Okay. I think reasoning is to do with understanding something. You know, if you're reasoning that this makes sense. You know, I'm just dropping my own 10 cents into it, that this makes sense. So you're reasoning with the person. You can, let's reason together. I think that was also in the Bible. Like, let's discuss this together. Let's make sense of this together. Whereas thinking is that's where you put out what needs to be reasoned. You know, first you think and get out what needs to be reasoned together with somebody. So maybe reasoning might involve another person, whereas thinking might just involve you. That's just my thought based on what I've been learning. But you know what? I would urge you, Nosebeggy, that you need to really go to Dr. Sunday Adelaja's YouTube page, which is Sunday Adelaja Official. That's Sunday Adelaja Official, and look for the series on analytical thinking. It would absolutely change your life for the better. So please go ahead and check it out. It will really, really help you, and you would understand this in no time at all. You would get this totally. So please go ahead and do that. Nosebeggy is thanking Mrs. Rosalind and said, thank you so much. I used to feel thinking is what causes hypertension, why reasoning is seeking for a solution. Wow. Thank you very much. I think you're in the same line as me, Nosebeggy. I used to think, don't even think. You know, I used to think not to think. Huh? Can you see that? What's the irony there? Think not to think. No, it should be thinking. And you know, it's been said and proven, and we should know as well. If we think about it, the only thing that separates us from animals, dogs and cats and all that, is the ability to think. If we do not think, we are animals. It doesn't matter if you look like human. Your actions, your abilities is what sets you apart. The way you look does not set you apart. It's not that. You know, it sets you apart to some degree, but, you know, so maybe they can say that's human, and that's dog person, or, you know. So if we do not think, it means that we are not human. It's been said over and over again. So look for everything about thinking. Study the ability to think. Study analytical thinking. Watch the videos. I'm sure Dr. Sunday has written some books, but I cannot remember. I wanted to say I cannot think. I cannot remember the book that I can recommend. Oh, Julie just reminded me. There's a book, Be Here and Now. How to Be Here and Now. That would help you. How to Be Here and Now. And you know what else will help you? Mountain of Ignorance. I think those two books will help you to think as well. But How to Be Here and Now will absolutely help you to think as well. Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Julie, for helping me with that. So How to Be Here and Now How to Be in the Here and Now. You can get that on Amazon or Okada Books. Go to Amazon wherever you are and purchase that book. You can get it electronically or you can get it in paperback. They're available for you right now. Get the book. That will help you in thinking. So Nosebeggy, that's the book that I recommend. How to Be Here and Now on Mountain of Ignorance. I think for me, I read Mountain of Ignorance, and I'm going to read it again because I was reading in a rush because I wanted to finish it in a few days. one thing about it is that it would help you to realize as well how you do not think, you know, because I was a person that thought ignorance is not something that you would describe me to be, but it is. Because if I'm not thinking, obviously, I'm an ignorant. If I'm not thinking deep, if I'm not serious, then I am an ignorant. But when I realized that, I started thinking, I didn't even realize, I would never thought that I was, but hey, I realized, but I could do something about it, so it's not so bad, okay? Whatever I am that is bad or is negative, if I can do something about it, then it's not a big deal. It's actually good, you know, that I had that problem, and now I can help myself and, you know, change it. So guys, it's been a pleasure being with you this evening. So the art of thinking on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja official is your friend. So that's the first place to go, and then get the book, the how to be here in the here and now, how to be in the here and now. And then I threw another one in, which is the Mountain of Ignorance. Those two books will really help you. And let me just read the last few comments here, if there are any. Dr. Shoronke says, deep, creative, analytical. So that's what you need to be in order to be a thinker. You need to be deep, you need to be creative, and you need to be analytical. Thank you very much, Dr. Shoronke. So I think that's it in terms of comments. Guys, it's been a pleasure being with you today, and we're back in an hour. Dr. Sunday will be back, and he's going to continue on his teaching. It's been an amazing few days. You don't want to miss 9 p.m., which is 7 p.m. UK and Nigeria. You don't want to miss that program. Please come early. Join us immediately. You can't come early. You can just come immediately as it starts. So join us immediately. It's going to be an amazing evening. It's been so amazing in the last few days. I just feel like I have been, you know, like God is just so loving, so caring, so adorable. It's like I just don't know what to do with him. I'm so in love with him right now from what I am learning, and you know, you will be too. Blessindra says, I love this. Thinking is an area where small change can yield large improvement in a system. Blessing, thank you so much. That's a brilliant sentence to end today's program with. I appreciate you all for joining this evening, and I look forward to seeing you again to this program again tomorrow. I don't know what we're doing yet. I don't know if it's going to be another attribute or it's going to be a review, or it might be something else. We have 6 programs that we can do at 6 p.m. at 7 p.m. in Ukraine, which is 5 p.m. UK and Nigeria time, and we could pick any of those programs. So please join us, and of course join us later on tonight, which is in less than an hour. We'll see you with Dr. Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mrs. Rosalind. I saw you with thumbs up. I appreciate it. Thank you all. The Mrs. B. Why did I say Mrs. Rosalind? Anyway, thank you, Mrs. B. Thank you, all of you. Blessings. Blessindra, sorry. Julie. Who do we have? Dr. Shoronke. Newsbaggy. Oluwatope. Sheung. Thank you very much. Who else? Femi, thank you very much. Uchechi, appreciate you. Abdul, Besong, who else? Rafiq, thank you very much. Thank you. I think I've mentioned Fumi. Good evening, thank you very much. Thank you. Tucci, thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Aisha, thank you. I will see you again soon. Dr. Sunday will start the program in less than an hour. So see you guys. Bye.